What's up, guys? I'm starting a YouTube channel, my first video. How you doing, by the way? Appreciate you stopping by. Do something a little bit unconventional, and as you can see from my background, I'm into art. Summertime is here, and the party, drink, go out, and just, after a while that gets costly. So if you have kids or a spouse, significant other, whatever, float your boat, whatever like that, you might want to think of different ways to come up with things to do that are less cost effective. And growing up, I had a lot of toys. My thing was video games, coloring, Play-Doh, things of that sort. As you get older, like, people kind of tend to move away from things they enjoy doing in their childhood. But I'm not one of those people. I decided to take it back to the basics. So today's video, we're going to be discussing ways that you can go about doing things that are still fun that you enjoyed when you were younger, and find out how they still can be fun in your adulthood by incorporating them into your daily activities, even if it's something you want to do on your own. You want to have a family game night, or give your kids a competition. You could do a coloring competition, right? Like I mentioned earlier, as a child, I had a lot of toys, and my mother would buy me a lot of coloring books. And sometimes I wouldn't have the patience or the, what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't have I have ADD, so I would get distracted, right? So I wouldn't just focus a lot on coloring. Excuse me, my lips are dry. I wouldn't just focus on coloring all the time. I would jump in one day, I want to color, next minute I want to watch TV, next minute I'm here, next minute I'm there. So I never ever accomplished coloring a whole book by myself. I might have did maybe 4 or 5 pages here, 6, 7 pages there another time, and then next thing you know, that book was done, and I don't even know where I put it half the time. Probably my mother probably threw it in the garbage. But I wanted to start for myself the coloring book challenge. So what that is, like I said, it's very inexpensive. You go to the Dollar Tree, Five Below, discount store, 99-cent store, what have you, and purchase a coloring book for $1. And you also could pick up a set of $1 crayons for 48. These are the cheaper version of crayons. They're waxy and they tend to break. But like I said, I got a whole cycle. Different, I got crayons, markers. You could do also, the markers or whatever. Pencils, colorful pencils. Whatever floats your boat. Crayola is a name brand for coloring. You want to really. They fell off as well. I would say Crayola, they're not what they used to be. But get yourself these are like $1 in Five Below, and I was saying for real because I know coming up they were kind of pricey. But then I guess that's why the quality of the crayons went down. They're like $1 now in Five Below, or these ones. You got the smaller pack, they got the 16 pack, the 24 pack, they're also $1. So get yourself some supplies, crayons, colored pencils, or markers, and start a little coloring book challenge. I just started mine. So that's again distraction. Started mine maybe like last year, and I'll give you guys some views of some of my pics of what I've done, and found it to be therapeutic. It's relaxing, peaceful, and it brought me back to my youth. And I just actually found this book in the bottom of the barrel for me. I was looking for something else and I found this. And I said to myself, I said, self, you still haven't finished your promise to yourself. You still haven't finished completing your coloring book, And I'm getting there, turning the pages for you guys, trying to show you what some of the content looks like, right? See another page, right? I don't know, not everybody's into art, but me, myself, I've always been very artistic. I've always enjoyed developing art. When I was younger also too, I used to sketch a lot. I had developed my own comic strips. I drew them, and they were actually pretty good. But when you're young, in the course of moving here and there, I lost a lot of my work. And as I said, this is an artistic channel, and I'm talking about art. Just for now, this is what I'm going to focus on this channel. I'm not just talking about drawings, background, as you can see, paint. Well, I didn't paint that, but I colored that myself. No help myself. It was a process, but when I speak of art, again, I'm not just talking about coloring or about drawing, creating, I'm talking about writing too. Alright, I had a few poems published when I was in college, and one in a book, a poetry anthology, I had a poem published in there. And I also am on a course of, it's kind of on the fence. I had written a book longhand, before it was so, I'm talking back when we had the flash drive and everything like that. I would write it out in longhand, and I would go home and I would type it on my computer, on my desktop, a book. And then I lost the manuscript. What I had to do was just back when I was downtown in Manhattan. I used to write on the subway. I would be inspired, and being I was working so many hours, I didn't have that much time to write on my days off because I'd be tired and zapped of energy. You wanted to do you want to go out, you want to get air, you don't want to stay home. So I would try to write on my way to work and on my way from work. And a few times on my days off, I would devote at least an hour more to transferring what I had written down in my notebook onto my computer. And what happened one time during Christmas, during the holiday, I was going shopping, and I had fell asleep on a train. I know, stupid, dumb, dangerous, right? And before I fell asleep, I took my manuscript and I had put it in a book bag underneath my seat with a CD player, and back in the days with the CD player with the headphones. And I had fell asleep, like I said, and then when I woke up, I noticed that I had missed my stop. Again, brain fog, right? I jump up because I just woke up from sleeping and get off the train, and I don't take the bags that I had with me that I took from shopping, but I had took my book bag. That's where I had kept my manuscript. I had took my book bag off my back and put it, between the seat where I was sitting. And when I jumped up, I just grabbed my shopping bags, totally leaving behind my book bag containing my manuscript and my CD player and whatever necessities I had with me. Got off. Then as soon as I realized, I say, wait, I feel like, you ever have that feeling, feel like you're missing something? when I got off the train, I realized that I had left my manuscript under the seat. And I gave up because I was hurt. I ain't gonna lie. I was hurt. I spent a lot of time writing, editing, what I had written. And I just felt like maybe that's a sign that I shouldn't be a writer. And I gave up on that, because I just didn't feel like starting over. Sometimes it's hard, when you just get something snatched away and you gotta put all that energy and time back into it. Oh yeah, another thing is I did have the floppy disk with some of it written out, but the disc was in the bag, right? So that blew minds. Like, start over with and then I started getting paranoid, figuring, I felt what I had written. I'm not gonna release it out, because it could be anywhere now. But I felt that my storyline was pretty dope, and I felt discouraged because at the time I was like, if someone gets a hold of that and they start reading what I wrote, I felt like I was going to be the victim of plagiarism. Like, somebody was definitely going to get a hold of my story, maybe change a few things and put it out there. In a way, I've seen similar, stories written, and I've also watched similar things on TV. But to say 100% that I could prove it, no, I can't. But, a lot of times, whatever is out there has been done before, and the similarities, they can often arise. So I didn't go crazy about that. But I say that to say this. Being that it took me a while to start this channel, because again, time, right? I just felt like it's a lot of time. But time is here for us regardless, If I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing something else that required my time anyway. So still, I figured, let me give it a shot. Let me see where this goes. And let me share some art with you guys. Something different. And, as I was going through the pictures, again, some more stuff. Another picture, right? I don't know. This is one of my favorites, by the way. But yeah, I said to myself that let me give this a try, because it's never too late to start. It's never too late. Whatever it is you want to do, it's never too late to start, right? So here I go, starting my channel with my hard work, art that I put down for you guys. I really started it for me, but I don't mind sharing and hopefully inspiring others to do the coloring challenge, the coloring book challenge. You know what I'm saying? See if you can finish. The summer's here. See if you can finish a coloring book by yourself or with a loved one or a kid of yours by the end of summer, And I'm also thinking too of going so far as to say that I might turn this into a storybook, because these coloring pages have no words underneath them. As you can see, there's no words. And while I was coloring some of the pages, I said, this kind of looks like it could be a cartoon, right? I kind of thought to myself that it looks like it could be a cartoon if I was to put in, some words underneath some of these pics. I might could get a little idea going. My other book was supposed to be a novel, but hey, it wasn't my time then. You know, maybe I'm on to something now, which could be, you know, becoming an illustrator or a writer for children's books. Still a form of art, still something I would enjoy, you know. Like I said, you know, like, I don't know how many pictures I've shown you guys already. I hope you're enjoying them. This is another one of my favorites. This one right here. This one, I love this one. I really do. I just wanted to do something different that lives a little bit off of mainstream and get an idea of how many people are into that. You know that you never know what people are into. It's different. You know, some people collect things. Some people, you know, they're enthusiastic about collecting coins. I don't know. I just decided to go back and chase my passion and get back into my art and just release, you know, myself in colors. You know, colors are beautiful. Imagine how boring. I'm not saying that pictures in black and white aren't just as good, but imagine life without color. Without color, right? I don't know. I don't know, right? Because I think almost everybody has a favorite color, right? So I'm talking, imagine life without color. You got somebody what their favorite color is and they only got two choices, black or white, gray, I don't know. After a while, it's like, how do you really go? It's just something about color, right? That we should appreciate, since we have the ability to see, right? Every day we go outside, we're hit with color, right? Like, for example, this picture, I got some different takes on it. I decided to do something that was non-conventional, and I colored the top of the tree purple, right? Because what I wanted to get, what I wanted people to envision was a storm, right? The bird looked like he's flying away. The dog, his eyes is looking up at the bird like, what's going on, right? So, I don't know. I guess everybody else, a few people said, well, why did you make the tree purple? Why not? And that's how that's my vision. And what I hope to see some of you guys who are interested is, I hope to get some ideas from you and to be inspired by what you guys are doing with your drawings. Those who decide to jump in and start engaging in this coloring book challenge and see where it takes us, you know. It can be time consuming, but again, I said it also could be a lot of fun. It could also be a lot of fun. You just gotta, you know, dig back into your childhood. Don't feel like I'm too old for this. This is not, what, come on. Right? We do a lot of things that may be considered childish, and coloring, you know, I don't think there's a age limit on coloring. So that's where we're at with that. This is another picture that I did in pencil. I did this one coloring just in pencil, and I like the scheme. I like the texture. I like how it came out. I was okay with it. Markers, that's the thing. I would need a different I know I mentioned earlier that you could color with markers as well, but I forgot. These type of coloring books, when you use markers, it tends to run through the next page, which could mess up, if you're trying to do a whole book and the colors bleed, there goes one of your whole pictures, because in the backs will be ruined. So I wouldn't really say use markers in this type of book that I showed you. I mean, there's other books. You go to an art store like Mike, though I don't know. I'm not sure, but there's other, maybe a lot of things are ordered online, like special stuff that they don't, art supplies that they don't have. You can order online, but it's a book with a coloring book that has like this thicker page. So for those people who in particular wish to use markers so the colors don't bleed, it's a thicker page that is used. Here's another one. This was a competition. I won't tell who did which one, but I had help on this page. And I went, when I color too, another thing with my pictures is that I use the whole background. I don't like to leave anything blank. Sometimes when I was younger, I would, for example, here's a blank page, right? So you can see if somebody just did the dog, you would think that for some people the picture would be finished, but not for me. I would feel like I'm missing something. I would feel like the canvas is blank, What kind of background is it? The dog, because he had a sad face in the picture, so I probably would go with a different background that reflects his mood. Just like when you go to art exhibits or things like that, they say art is in the eye of the beholder, and there's people who will stand and watch a painting several minutes just thinking, trying to receive something from it, because one person might get one thing and meanwhile someone gets something else. You look at the background of this picture of you. It's a mermaid, right? It's a mermaid, and non-conventional. She's not blue, she's pink, and half of the face is light at the top of the plate, bottom of the part is dark pink. When you go into the water, of course everything gets darker. To show that people get different things from what they see, and sometimes what one person sees might not even be what the artist's intention was. But it's good to share and get ideas from what people take from your work. It's another one of my favorites. Poodle, pink and purple. Well, oh, two more. Here we go. Boy and girl, right? I did this in pencil, right? It was a rainy day. I didn't make any plans, and I just immersed myself in my art. Another one, right? Here we go. Yeah. It's fun, I'm telling you. You just gotta get into it, and kind of when you start, you're gonna just remember. If you were one of the kids that enjoyed coloring, it will become fun again. So that's all for now. I mean, this is about half the book I showed. Next time we'll touch on, like I said, I don't really. This is new. I don't really know where it's going. I'm just gonna let it take me wherever it takes me, in this journey. And half of the colors were shown in the last video, which is this first one. On my next video coming up, I hope to show the ending of the coloring book, and maybe touching on art again. Like I said, it's not just coloring. Art too. It's artist music. You know, music is art. If I have any song that I want to discuss with a few of my favorite artists, I might decide to talk and touch on that as well. All right, guys. So enjoy your day, and thank you so much for watching this video. And I definitely want to see you next time. My love.